Hi, in this video I'm going to go over a couple more problems in the practice problems for the second midterm. So if we look at the next problem I'm going to look at is you expect a certain share of stock to appreciate to $80, that should be dollars, in 5 years. This stock also pays $1 per year of dividends. What will you be willing to pay for the stock right now if you want an 8% return? Okay, so this is asking, you have a forecast in mind of what you think the stock is going to do. And so that means you want to know how much to pay now. Like, what investment are you willing to make now in order to get that return? So what I've done is I laid out those cash flows. So year 0 is how much you're going to be willing to pay. And then year 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is there's $1 per year dividend, and then in year 5 you also get $80. So I just wanted to calculate what is the net present value associated with that. And if you see up here, I just use 8%. I say this cash flows for this time period, how much am I willing to pay for it? And that means I'm willing to pay $58.44. That's what I could pay for this particular stock. That'll be $1 per year dividends, and then $80 in the future. Okay, let's look at the next problem. A large project in a company you work for has the following cash flow, where the investment in year 0 of $4 million, yearly positive cash flow of $500,000, a project life of 40 years, and you have 1 million shares outstanding, and the discount rate is 8%. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and set up that the cash flows in Excel and do the calculations associated with the stock price change. One of the things you need to remember is that the present value of any activity is, if it's positive, it will add to the stock price. So the concept associated here is we're going to calculate the net present value and then divide by the number of shares. And that will be the theoretical amount that the stock price will go up once we've done this. So let's go ahead and look at this cash flow right here. I just said that I'm going to do this calculation associated with the net present value of this project. And we can see that it's $4 million and then minus the present value of $500,000 for 40 years at 8%. And then we can get, that means that the net present value of this particular project is about $2 million. And then if we divide that value by 1 million, it ends up to be that the stock price will go up by about $2 a share once they know about this. So let's go ahead and move to the next problem, number 5. In this case, I want you to use graphical method to determine where the internal rate of return is. And if you remember, the internal rate of return is where the present value curve crosses the x-axis or crosses 0, or the place in which the present value is 0, what is the interest rate? So what I've done here is I've set up various interest rates here, 1%, 2%, etc. And then I calculated the present value by taking the $5,000 initial investment right here and then added to it 7,000, but discounted for 3 years at this interest rate. So in this case, it was 1%, and that gives me the net present value of this this investment at the various interest rates. And I just dragged that down and went up to 18%. And I can see here that somewhere between 11 and 12%, it goes to 0, and that's what I can see here. It looks like the interest rate at which we cross 0 is about 12%, probably a little bit lower than 12%, because it's negative right there, negative 17, so maybe 11.9%. That's the internal rate of return, and that's how you use graphical method to solve these problems.